Hi, this is Nicholas Bell with IONCINEMA here to review Palm Springs, which will be available to stream on Hulu July 10th, 2020. It, of course, premiered at the 2020 Sundance Film Festival and now holds a record for being the film that was purchased for the most out of that film festival, beating Birth of a Nation by 69 cents. It is the directorial debut of Max Barbakow. It was written by Andy Siara, and it stars Andy Samberg, of course, as a man named Niles who finds himself stuck in a time loop in Palm Springs at a destination wedding, which his girlfriend is attending as a bridesmaid. We learn through the multiple takes of the time loop mechanism that he got sucked into it going to this cave one night, and has also taken some other people with him, including a very angry, bitter man named Roy, played by J.K. Simmons, who repeatedly tries to torture and kill Niles, and then eventually Sarah, who is the maid of honor and sister of the bride, who's also kind of the black sheep of her family, and the two of them bond through their own misanthropy and cynicism, but accidentally one night she gets sucked into the cave, and then they are left to figure out how to get out of it if they can. She's led to, again, another montage where she studies quantum physics to the extent where she cracks the code, and at the same time they fall in love. So, of course, the comedic elements of this time loop mechanism will lead you back to the Bill Murray comedy Groundhog's Day, which it does resemble in many ways and features some of the same things. I'd say this new contemporaneous update of recycled themes lends itself to a little more authenticity, which might arguably have some more poignant moments, but ultimately I was a little disappointed that they didn't take it a little further. The inherent trauma, especially when you're talking about extreme pain, violent death, suicide, of having to wake up for what ostensibly could be years for the Samberg character, and not really reflect the emotional state of someone going through that. Because really, this goes back to, this is a tale as old as time, this riff on punishment of being stuck in the same place. And if you think back to Greek mythology and Prometheus and Sisyphus, European filmmakers have touched on kind of the dark elements of this with Solaris by Tarkovsky and Je t'aime from Alain Resnais. But that said, this is an American comedy. It seems fitting that time loop film using very recycled themes and being another quirky love story, of course, would be what nets the most money. Neon purchased it alongside Hulu, so it would have had a theatrical release, but I think that it somehow ironically ends up being even more fitting being streaming during a pandemic. That said, Samberg is very charming, as he usually is. He almost always elevates the materials in, even pop star Never Stop, Never Stopping back in 2016. He's joined by Cristin Milioti, who was in the TV series Fargo and Scorsese's Wolf of Wall Street. They share a very likable chemistry, and there's a lot to be enjoyed from watching them. Great supporting cast. You got Peter Gallagher, Gene Squibb, Dale Dickey, J.K. Simmons, of course. It's just that it kind of gets itself into a rut by not expanding on these very fruitful ideas of things that we could use to examine our thoughts on what love is and what romantic connection is, to ultimately come back to the same song we're always singing. Overall, it's an entertaining film, but I would give it 2.5 out of 5 stars. Thank you.
Hey, this is Eric from IONCINEMA.com. If you want to support us, subscribe below. For more reviews, interviews, film festival coverage from Sundance, Cannes, Toronto, you want to check out these guys on this side.